overall number one seed. Um, for me, for us, we sort of feel like that makes us the regular season national champion. Um, and But it is a tournament sport, and we're 6 wins away from winning our first national championship. Um, the I'm very proud of the SEC. A historic year, 14 bids. It's just incredible. Proud of our league, proud of our coaches, their programs. Um, an incredible week of basketball in Nashville that absolutely did not disappoint, um, which makes winning the championship of the regular season even more satisfying. Um, we get St. Francis or Alabama State. Of course, we know a little bit about Alabama State because we played Coach Matlock's team a year ago, and as I recall, it was a pretty up and down game. They're going to have really good athletes and play an attractive style of play. And uh, I thought just go back and we'll go back and take a look at that, obviously. So congratulations also to all the teams from the state of Alabama that made the NCAA tournament and made some of their conference championship games, so on and so forth. So, um, happy for Tony and proud of Alabama State. St. Francis, had a great run in their league and obviously a great run in their tournament. And those guys will play Tuesday night. We'll get the winner of that on Tuesday. As a result, Monday and Tuesday's practice for us will simply be kind of working on us, probably more than anything else. And then I think, and then in the next round, if we're able to advance to the second game, because obviously right now there are 5 teams vying to advance. The 2 teams already mentioned, and of course Creighton and Louisville. Pat Kelsey is the coach at Louisville. He may win a National Coach of the Year award. Louisville finished at the bottom a year ago, picked to finish near the bottom this year, and what an incredible turnaround. Pat Kelsey, one of the best young coaches in our game, and of course Greg McDermott has been at Creighton for a long time, and he is an offensive guru, and they run great stuff, really hard to guard stuff, got real tremendous size. Creighton does on their front line. So to advance past that 8-9 matchup, the 8-9s are always teams that are probably as good as the teams you'll see if we advance to Atlanta. So that's what it looks like from this point forward. Well, give Mike Burgermaster credit for setting up such an ambitious schedule. How he figured out that the Houston and Duke. Well, we can't really give him any credit for Duke. That was the ACC SEC matchup, and of course can't get credit for Florida because they're in our league. So, it allows us to be able to say that our goal is to win the national championship. It allows us to say that if we don't win the national championship, we'll be disappointed as a number one seed. And we recognize that it's been a long time since we played Houston and Duke, and which teams have gotten better, we'll find out. And then, of course, we recognize that, and I've been saying this a while, Florida right now, to me, looks like they're playing the best basketball of anybody in the country. But listen, we're going to take it one game at a time. But obviously, these would be the highest goals I think I've ever had heading into the NCAA tournament, because I've never been. I'm more of a 12 seed guy in my whole career than I am a 1 seed. Well, what we'll do is we'll have 2 different groups of my coaching staff working on each team like we're playing them. So I got some of my staff's working on Alabama State, like that's going to be the team. I got some other guys on my staff working on St. Francis, because that's going to be the team we're going to be playing against. And, that's why right now I'll probably spend my first day or 2 taking a look at Creighton and Louisville. And then once we know who we're playing, I will have to be a quick study Tuesday night, Wednesday, to be able to get ready to go at either St. Francis or Alabama State. Yeah, I had most of the stuff we had seen had them at the 6 or 7 line. So somehow they got bumped down to 8. And we got to play great teams, no matter where we have to play them. Um, and a couple years ago, Houston had to play us when we were an 8 or 9 seed in Birmingham. Now, Birmingham was a couple hours away, obviously. Um, um, but Auburn travels. We're gonna travel, and so we're gonna have a lot of people up in Lexington. Um, so if Louisville advances, they'll have a lot of people there. If Creighton advances, they're gonna have a great crowd there. So I'm not going to get into that too much. The only reason why we'd be excited about seeing Texas A&M again, because then it would mean that 2 SEC teams advance to that game. Um, and but right now we're going to focus on this first weekend and focus on these teams. One of the things that it's interesting, and I'm glad you asked the question. I just want to clarify that Tennessee's guards are great defensively. Ziegler and Meshack were on the all defensive team. Gainey could have been, and Lanier's a solid defender. And so our guards didn't have like easy matchups defensively. But I thought our front line, particularly Janai, who's our best offensive player, had an advantage on the inside. So we took advantage of him, and I'm glad we ran offense through him. One of the things I would like to see us try to do better is I would like to see us run the floor more. I'd like to see us be a little better in our transition offense. And that would be something that I would look to try to see if during the course of our getting there, we create some offense from our defense, which leads to some transition. But can we run after makes and put a little bit more pressure on the transition defense? I'd like to try to do that a little bit more. And that I think would help improve our offense. He really has. But he also had some good matchups against both Ole Miss and Tennessee, in the sense that Kabara, the big kid, he can block shots, but Janai's much bigger than him. Ole Miss is one of the smaller teams in our league. All right. I would imagine that, again, I've not examined all the rosters. Like, for example, Creighton. I know Creighton's really big in the front line. So Janai may not have as big an advantage on the inside as he would other nights. And then on those other nights, look at Kentucky. We got 4 baskets from our front line at Kentucky because Kentucky's bigs are pretty good defensively. Williams is a monster in there. They got great length and great shot blockers. And Kentucky's guards, they're better offensively than they are defensively. So our guards went at them. And so that's part of it. But it's great to see Janai, have such a good couple of games. And we've got to improve defensively across the board. I thought that Tennessee and Ole Miss did a really good job of attacking our closeouts, and we got to do a better job of keeping people in front. I think we're good. I think we're 100%. It was great to have Denver Jones back. He is such an important piece for us. He did an incredible job in his first game back after getting kicked in the Kentucky game, missing Texas A&M, and then he just did a great job defending Mark Sears. And that game giving us a chance to win. And I thought he guarded really well all weekend.